If you want to get your company to the top of Google searches, then trust Hotclickmarketing. I trust them, and they're sponsoring me for the entire season. Well, this is a vlog, but it's not a match day vlog. It's a reaction vlog. Of course, City today have got the news from UEFA that they're going to be banned from the Champions League for 2 years. They will appeal that, and it may not ultimately happen, but equally it may. So it's a big, big moment. It feels like this is as big a moment as when the Sheikh comes in, if I'm not over-dramatising it. 10 years ago, I remember where I was when that happened. And now we're reacting to this big moment when City are being tarnished as cheats. Whether they are or not is subjective, but that's certainly what they've been accused of. So I've got a couple of fans here with me that you may or may not be familiar with, both from the vlogs that I do on match day and the podcasts under the Forever Blue banner. So let's get some immediate reaction.
To be honest with you, mate, it's not come as a surprise to me. I knew that it was inevitable that they were going to ban us or sanction us or whatever. I think it was wishful thinking to think that they were going to allow us to carry on and play in the Champions League and pretend that everything's hunky-dory. For me, UEFA have wanted to punish us for a lot longer than the last 2 years since this first started to be spoken about. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not actually that bothered. It might stop us from signing players. It could prevent us from keeping Pep. I understand that they're concerns that all fans have got at this moment in time.
They've not wanted us in this competition. They don't want us on the top table for years. So the fact that we're not on the top table anymore, they've got what they wanted to do. They wanted to get rid of City. They might not have done yet. You know, we might fight them and we might get through, but we're not. It's not going to happen. We're basically going to be banned for the next 2 seasons.
You're accepting that?
Yeah.
That means City are guilty by you saying that?
They're guilty of breaking their rules that they made up to stop City getting at the top table. So basically, they made the rules up to stop City doing what they're doing. So yeah, so we're found guilty of the rules that they've made up. You know, they're the judge, they're the jury. UEFA has got what they wanted basically. But I'm not bothered. I'll watch City anyway.
Where does this leave Pep?
It leaves Pep as the head coach of City until he decides that he wants to leave City in, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you worry that this might speed up his exit?
It could possibly speed up his exit. It could very well possibly do that, you're right, Ian. But as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot more to do at City yet than just winning the Champions League. And that's winning the league back to back to back and winning the domestic treble twice on the trot and bringing in some more fantastic players, developing our young EDS players and just achieving things that other managers that have been managing City in the past haven't achieved. If Pep wants to leave, that's completely up to him. The Champions League's a massive draw for players, like I said a bit earlier, Ian. It's a massive draw for him to stay. I already thought he was going at the end of the season anyway. My head's been turned a few times as to whether that might be the case or not. This could escalate that now, but I just kind of think that Pep would want to stay just to prove that he can cope without the Champions League. I don't know if that even makes sense.
Does this punishment mean that City's 4 titles are tarnished?
Of course it will. Not in my eyes, but you know, in all the media, all the opposition fans, they're going to say it's tainted. Like we've been saying that the Premier League this season's tainted because of VAR with Liverpool and blah blah blah. So of course it is. It's going to come back and bite us, isn't it? So of course anybody has an excuse to have a go at City. And this will be it again.
I think that other clubs enjoy thinking that we're cheats anyway. They don't like the fact that we are who we are, that we're a small club in many people's eyes, that we started to compete with the big boys. We invested the correct way, in my opinion. We've done it the right way. We've recruited fantastically. We've got a fantastic stadium, a great fan base that have always been loyal to us. And I understand that a lot of fans are concerned that Pep might be going and that players might be more reluctant to come to City now because the Champions League's not there as a draw. But for me, still playing for City is massive, and if other clubs want to think what they want to think, let them think it. But as far as I'm concerned, I support the best club in the land and all the world, Manchester City, UEFA Champions League or not.
If we're booed before, there's going to be banners, there's going to be flags, there's going to be all sorts, isn't there? We'll just City fans are going to unite together now. We're going to become as one. And that's going to be a great night against Madrid because it'll just galvanise us, I think.
Do you think City winning the Champions League would be the answer, or would you rather now that they go out?
No, I want to win it. Going to win it and stick 2 fingers up to them. And then next year when the Champions League, the champions of Europe aren't going to be in it. So it'll make it worthwhile. The whole Champions League will be not worth winning because the champions weren't in it to defend it.
So those are the views of just 2 City fans. I've been bombarded with people contacting me on social media, and in the podcast that we're just about to record, which you can also listen to, of course, that's available on SoundCloud. I'll tweet out the links, or you can find it on your podcast platform, whatever that is, whether it be iTunes or Spotify or whatever. Just search Forever Blue and Ian Cheeseman. There will be an hour-long podcast, as well as the 2 you've just heard from, expanding a lot more on myself, and also another fan who's with us. You'll be able to get a much bigger picture, really, of the views of City fans. So I suggest that, as well as watching this, download the podcast, have a listen to it. Feel free to comment when you've heard it, either on this or on the podcast. Whatever happens, my own personal view is this is huge. This is like, I remember sitting in the jacuzzi at my local gym when it was announced that the Sheikh had taken over Manchester City, and I thought, wow, this is huge. Now, it could be that City overturned this decision, but this accusation, this punishment that's been handed out, however this plays out, feels equally huge to me. So I take a deep breath and we'll see how it pans out. At least that's been the immediate reaction. A big thank you to the RRG Group for their sponsorship of the Matchday vlog throughout the season. So if you're looking for a new car or a used car and you want to deal with somebody you can trust, then I can certainly recommend the RRG Group. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for your support.